This presentation is over the country of Taiwan by me, Princess Spence. Origins of Taiwan. Austronesians are assumed to be the island's first inhabitants, arriving 6,000 years ago from Southeast Asia and the Pacific regions. Inhabitants on fertile land grew rice, wheat, barley, ginger, and an assortment of trees, plants, fruits, and roots, while the other villages had the men hunt deer, wild boar, and fish. They traded regional resources with one another, and some villages were matrilineage societies. So, with that, the man would have to show he had some way to provide, um, or he had some type of wealth. He would give deer antlers as a bride gift. For some of the villages, access to deer meant wealth, and for the women to signify she was married, she would remove her canine teeth. The women would stay with their natal family and do domestic work and continue to cultivate the land. She took up residence with her husband when he reached the age of 42. And for the men, 40-year-old men were allowed to participate in a takashu or a kwanti, which is a type of village government. Austronesian regional languages. Formosa, Taiwan is the northernmost island with Austronesian speaking people. It has about 1,000 to 2,000 distinct languages spoken by at least 270 million people. The highlighted names are the Taiwanese indigenous languages that are still spoken today, and then the yellow spots on the map are the regions to where the languages came from. Currently, today, they also still speak Mandarin Chinese, Tahigi, and Hakka. A colonization by the Dutch. The Dutch first landed on Formosa, which means beautiful, a name given to the island by Portuguese mariners in 1517. In March of 1623, they wanted better access to trade with Japan. Their first settlement was built in southwest Formosa in 1624. Eventually, they enslaved the natives until 1662. The Dutch initially gave gifts to some of the tribes they encountered to build relationships with the natives. The Dutch began to insert themselves as an intermediary voice to settle tribal disputes. Around 1626, they developed an alliance with some of the tribes like the Sincan. Warfare did eventually break out as the Dutch tried to assert their authority in the region, but with their advanced weapons like muskets, they were able to conquer the natives. They eventually forced the residents off their land to gain access to their gold mines, create religious schools, missionaries, settlements, as well as sugar and rice plantations. Culture's relationship with China. So the Ming Dynasty Admiral Zheng from the Wu state sent military expeditions to Taiwan in the 3rd century. Migration began in the 15th century from the Fujian province to Taiwan, and Jun Qinggong retreated to Taiwan in 1661 as the Ming Dynasty fought the Manchu. He forced the Dutch off the island after 38 years of colonization, but he did die possibly from malaria in 1683. After that, the Manchu Qing dynasty conquered the island in 1684. Afterwards, Taiwan was incorporated into the Fujian province and later to be a Chinese province in 1887. Taiwan under Japanese rule. Japan occupied a colony on the eastern side of Taiwan prior to seizing control. In 1895, Japan defeated the Manchu army after a war over control of Korea. The Treaty of Shimonoseki forced China to relinquish control over the island. The Taiwanese initially resisted control by the Japanese, but it only lasted a few days. Rule under Japan was brutal as they attempted to Japanize the island. Children were taught to speak Japanese and practice Shinto religion. Modern infrastructure was brought to the island under Japanese control, like roads, hospitals, railways, and schools. When Japan was defeated in World War II, they signed the Yacht agreement in 1945, returning the island to China. Modern day Taiwan. Their first constitution was written January 1st of 1947. The capital is Taipei City. Their government is a multi-party democracy. Their population is 23.4 million as of June of 2024. The ethnic groups in the region are Han, Malo-Polynesian, and then immigrants from China and then Southeast Asia. Their national currency is the new Taiwan dollar, and the major religions in the region are Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, and I Quan Tao. The Taiwan government, the president is Lau Ching-te, and the vice president is Xiao Bi-kim. They are both part of the Democratic Progressive Party. This country holds elections every 4 years, like the United States. They are listed as the Republic of China, but are considered a sovereign independent state. The economy, they are a top producer in wind power, one of the largest semiconductor producers. They hold the world's largest foreign exchange reserves in 2023. The World Trade Organization ranked Taiwan 16th as the largest exporter and 21st as the largest importer. They are strengthening their economy by investing in AI, 5G, satellite networks, renewable energy, military security, and surveillance. Another economic driver is tourism. Jade Mountain is the highest peak in East Asia. Taiwan also has beautiful landscapes, which is an ideal tourist destination. They are the center for Mandarin pop music industry. They also have 7 museums. The National Palace Museum in Taipei City has the largest collection of ancient Chinese artifacts. Okay, in conclusion, how this relates to the information we have studied this semester regarding Asia is that Taiwan is still denied their full sovereign power as an independent nation. They are considered a state and by China a part of their country. They don't have full governmental autonomy because in the past and as recent as 2022, any attempts to assert their authority by visiting other foreign leaders or hosting them, China will start aggressive military exercises in opposition of the assumed push for independence. So within this Taiwan Strait is where they will start to do military exercises and as well as over the Taiwan airspace. And they have threatened to retake the island by force if they try to separate from the Chinese Republic. So they are still in a way controlled by a foreign entity.